All right, looks like we're live. Good afternoon, evening to all of you. It's time for Paint Talk on my favorite How to Paint show. My name is Dionne Woods, and I'm the owner and artist of the Turquoise Iris. This is where I like to come every Wednesday and every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time and paint for you guys. Sometimes I'm working on furniture, other times I'm working on canvas. To all of you, I wanted to frame out this piece a little bit with some cherry picked, which is a color from DIY. That's a deep plum red purple color. And Matt's here too.
Hello.
So if you guys have any questions or comments, throw them at him. He will try to pronounce your name, most likely get it incorrect. He thinks it's kind of a fun game. Hi, Judy. Hi, Derek, you guys. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. So if anybody wants to say hello to any of their buddies over on the other platform, Matt will help you with that. You guys, we started this piece of furniture the other day. We're going to give this away to somebody that you guys choose. I had a lot of fun afterwards. Also, I sat in here and played around with my oil pastels, and I'm going to explain to you what in the world that means. And what exactly I did to this piece. We'll do a little recap real quickly. We have a lot of things going on. We're going to be cramming a lot of things in the next 45 minutes or so. We have tons of nominations for someone to win this hand-painted piece of furniture from myself. Matt and I want to gift it to somebody. We have started the hashtag Spread Love, and we want to encourage you all to do little tiny acts of kindness that spread love. And it doesn't have to be a piece of furniture, obviously. But you guys, Michelle is here and she has the link for the nominations. So if you want to nominate somebody, the link will be posted here in a moment on Facebook and on YouTube. And the link will give you the option to nominate somebody that has gone above and beyond. That's really left an impression with you, especially during these very, very strenuous times. And so she will post that throughout the live. You can click on that, follow the prompts, nominate somebody who could just use, maybe they've been paying it forward, and it would be a really, really, really nice surprise to get something back. You guys on YouTube and on Facebook the other night were sending in shipping money, so nobody needs to worry about that. We will make sure, no matter what, that this piece gets shipped to somebody within the continental states. And I'm going to read some of these nominees. I've just randomly printed them off, a few yesterday and a few today. Matt, you all set up, kiddo?
I'm rocking and rolling over here.
Are you rocking and
waiting
rolling?
On you to get started.
You look cute in that color.
Thank you. I do look good in this color.
You look cute in that. He keeps that green t-shirt. It's about 48 years old. But he wears it because he knows he looks cute in it.
Well, I do look good in this color, but it's so comfortable.
Yeah, it's worn down. It almost has holes in it. You all have those kind of t-shirts where the cotton's worn down so thin that it's so comfortable. All right, guys. The other day, this piece was something that I already had a makeover done over it. Like, it was done, but I loved it so much. It's small and it has like these compartments inside. It was really great for using in my art studio. It was set right there on the other side of this camera since we've moved in, and then it was over at the other house as well. I brought in another piece in here, and so I decided this was a piece I didn't need any longer, but I thought I'd like to give it away to somebody that's deserving. All of you are deserving. That's the hardest part. I've enjoyed the Spread the Love movement or whatever we're trying to do. I've enjoyed it so much, but it's really hard to just pick one person. We narrow it down to 3 and we let you guys vote, don't we? That's the hard part. We let you guys vote. So we'll get this finished, and then the next week or so, you guys will be able to vote. If you have someone you want to nominate, Miss Michelle has that link for you on here right now. She's the woman with all the links and all the answers and all the help.
All right, I got to read this.
All right, let's go for it.
This is from Eliot Nelson.
All right.
His voice is as cute as your eyes are pretty.
I think you're making that up, Woods.
No, that is straight out of the Facebook, Leah Nelson.
She did not say that.
I will retweet it. I will do all kinds of cool stuff.
You don't even. Oh, he has learned to retweet, you guys. He's learned to retweet. we got a little retweet happy recently because we were messing around with Twitter. Our oldest was like, simmer down with the retweets, Mom and Dad.
Lori Stanley Henderson, is that
Mama.
cherry picked?
It is cherry picked, you guys. I just wanted to do a little bit of a framing. So because I'd already painted this piece, I wanted to do a color wash over it. So we started with Cowgirl Coral. As you can see, it's this gorgeous coral color. I watered it down and I brushed it all on, sprayed it with water, and I started to slowly let some of the undercolors come back through. All right, so I sanded it back just a little bit again, and then I took my oil pastels. All right, these are, the brand is Pentel, Pentel, bottom at Michael's, and I have taken them on the sides. There's a lot of texture, you guys. This piece had a lot of texture going on. You guys getting a kick out of him? Mm-hmm. You love the cherry picked. I just kind of wanted to frame it out a little bit. I'm gonna let more water. Let more water come down. We're gonna start on the flowers tonight. We're gonna read some of the nominees. I also have a link for you to join the mailing list for the magazine, so you get all the scoop. You're going to hear about the early bird first. You're going to see sneak peeks of the issue being created. The link, Michelle will post that link too. Thank you. My mama is doing better. She is. She's probably on here right now saying, watching a little bit. I think she might be a little bored. Thank you for mentioning her. So what I've done is, because this was hand painted and the flowers, there's a little bit of texture here. So I've taken my oil pastels, not chalk, you guys, oil pastels, and I've gone up and down and let the paint pull some of that oil pastels. Now, when you seal this, yes, you're going to seal it, but you're going to wait a week or so and really let the oil dry out a little bit. And you're going to be pretty light-handed when you seal it. But I've done this twice now on 2 different pieces. I love the effect that it gives. So I'm kind of going, like, it's already warm right here. So I'm taking the yellow and I'm going over it. All right, see, it's already red right here. So I'm picking up this beautiful pink red color and I'm rubbing it over the paint for extra texture. Color. Oh, honey, I hear Abby. She's trying to get in the door. Doing this. It is so much fun. If you haven't tried it, do. It's so much fun. Hi, Judy. Jody, it's 2 a.m. Sis, you got to go to bed.
That's what she said. She said it was 2 and it's time for her to
Hi, baby girl.
go to bed and turn it in. She's going to watch the replay.
Okay, you watch the replay, sis. Go to bed. Jody over there in the UK. I'm going to go over here and hit this side right here as well. And I'm going to read some nominees while this is drying. You guys get to pick.
Vintage Sin. I have never seen that before. How cool.
Thank you. I just decided to do this one day. I was working on the piece called Sunset Under the Pier from this summer. And that piece went to Miss Jamie Davis. So some of you follow Junk Rock. And I just started doing that with more and more texture. Some of these old wardrobes are so worn out. The grain is just like, I mean, you can just see the grain and the texture. So why not add to it a little bit? So anyway, then I did it again. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Cindy Groom says, hi, Deanna and Chatty Maddie.
Hi, Cindy. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for hanging out.
Stephanie has a question. Do you sand every piece you paint before you wax?
No.
Or just the pieces that you want the layered colors to pop?
I only sand the colors before wax if I just want to distress them a little bit. With DIY paint, I don't have to sand before I start working on it. The paint sticks to anything, basically. I'm not lying. I'm not full of it. I'm not just telling you stories. I'm telling you the truth because that's all I'm doing around here. And then the only reason I would sand after I painted before I put wax on or a sealer would be if I wanted some of the undercolors to come through or if I wanted a little more distressing or something, which I do that. I do that a lot, but I don't use electric sand or anything. I just use it as sanding sponge like this right here. This piece already had wax on it, guys. It had white wax all over it. So before I went on live Sunday with you guys, I just sanded it back a little bit, roughed it up, and gave the white wax a rough texture. And we're, as you can see, the cowgirl coral obviously stuck to it. It works really well. So
I have lost a video on YouTube.
You've lost video?
I've lost video on YouTube.
Well, that stinks. Maybe it'll come back because it's still showing.
Stephanie, you're right. I will be honest. I chickened out on the last name, but now you challenged me.
Uh-oh.
She says it's not pronounced the way it looks. It looks like shank. But I'm going to have to go. I don't even know where to go after that, to be quite honest.
All right, babe. Well,
it is pronounced shank. I got it right.
Good job.
Yes. Woohoo.
This is more than just a paint show, man. We are doing phonics over here. We're doing phonics.
I need it. I need it.
That's all right. I'm going to finish up with this cherry picked, you guys, and I'm going to read some of the nominees that came in today and yesterday. I had people nominating their daughters, their mothers, strangers. I had people nominate people they've never met, but they had witnessed heartfelt generosity, and they felt the need to nominate them to win this piece. So I'm excited to read some of these. I just grabbed them at random. It doesn't have to be somebody you know. If you don't have their email, don't let that stop you from nominating them. If you have a way to contact them through social media. We have shipped a piece of furniture. We've shipped a painting already this summer, and we kind of want to just keep this going, especially during COVID, to just be giving away, gifting some pieces.
Okay.
All right.
Renee Smith says, I'm loving the darker tones. Karen Brown says, loving this a lot.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you so much. I've got all the greens. I've got all the greens here to start on a grass scene here at the bottom. I want to do bigger blooms. I want to just kind of, what I'm going to do, and you see that there are some blooms that were here, but I didn't want them to totally disappear. I kind of want them peeking out from underneath, and we'll just try this. I hadn't done this before, but I think it might be kind of fun. So if you want to nominate somebody to win this piece of furniture, the link is posted on Facebook and YouTube in the thread. You might have to scroll up. And if you want to get on the mailing list to be the first to know when the early bird special is going for the paint journal, we are making big plans. Photographer coming next week. We've got all kinds of things going on for them at the journal, and we will start allowing for submissions for you guys mid-August. So you want to get on the mailing list for that. This is another green that I love that I've been applying.
Passionate Pigment. We have plenty for shipping, so thank you for asking. It's Janet from Another Planet says, hello, it's beautiful.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Tanya, for asking. The other night, I think we received probably $75 or so the other night, which was obviously, it was just incredibly generous. And then I know several people on YouTube had sent me messages, so
we have a paint question if you would like for me to read it.
Yeah, bring on the paint question.
This is from Laura
Scarlato.
Spargardo?
I just said that, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Question, have you ever used another brand of chalk paint? And if so, in your opinion, how does Debbie's differ?
Oh, I've definitely used different chalk paints. Now, since I found Debbie's paint, I haven't used any. So it's not like I've used any in the last 3 years that's been new, because I found that this worked for my style. So the way that this works for me, I do a lot of blending and I paint with a lot of color. Well, because the clay base, it's a clay and chalk paste, but the clay allows it to be really porous. So what that means is it absorbs the water, and it's like mud the way that it blends. And so I feel like it does the hard work for me, and it gives me a look that I didn't get necessarily with some of the other paints that I was using before. Doesn't mean it doesn't blend well. It just means it makes it easier for me, for my style. It is allows me to not sand, and it allows me to not have to prime. Yes, thank you. Again, I get more work done. I get more pieces done in a shorter amount of time without all of that prep work prior to it. It sticks to anything. I love the colors. I love the company and what they stand for. So how it differs from other brands, I found it to be easier for the type of blending that I prefer, my type of look. I even paint my flat. I mean, all of this was done with DIY paint too. So I hope that that helps. It's a really special paint. The quality is wonderful. And if you've ever stuck your nose in a can of DIY, which you probably haven't, but I have, it smells more like dirt. And so I don't feel like there's nothing in it that's toxic. It's no VOCs. It's a very high quality paint with nothing harmful in it. And that's just it's kind of our lifestyle as far as like what we have in the household and cleaning products. And it's just it's important to us is what I'm trying to say.
We have a couple questions here.
All right.
This is from Leanna
I'm
Colwell.
going to read these.
How do you find the paint mix? How do you find the paint mix with the oil pastels? Do they not run? Question mark.
No, not at all. I've just been mixing all kinds of things. No, doesn't run at all. So this has to be dry, and then I put the oil pastels over it. But as you can see, I even blended some of the oil pastel into the fresh cherry picked right there. So
Heather
no problems. Heather Byington.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Heather.
Do the oil pastels work on canvas for this technique?
I would say they definitely do. I use oil pastels on canvas, but I use more of it like like you would traditionally by doing the outlining flowers and doing all the stuff that I do, and then kind of rubbing my finger for smudging and shading. Here it looks, I've never done the side application on a canvas before. So to be honest with you, I haven't tried that. I think you would have to have a lot of texture on your canvas. So it could be done, but you would have to have a lot of texture to really because what's happening is all of this texture underneath it that was here before is pulling the oil from this bar. Does that make sense?
So like the raised areas is what's getting the color.
Yeah, the raised area is what's pulling the color off of it. So if your canvas was very heavily textured, absolutely. I'm going to read some of these nominations, you guys, since we are taking.
So one more question.
Okay.
It's from TJ. I have a question. Have you ever painted on mahogany? And if so, did it bleed through? Now, Papa Mac and Irene answered, Irene has painted over mahogany with no bleed through whatsoever. Have you ever tried to paint mahogany?
I have painted mahogany, and sometimes I've had issues and sometimes I haven't. I don't understand what the difference is. But DIY makes a product called Salvation Solution, which is a primer for mahogany furniture. It works perfect for that. That can work as a primer. Because I don't ever worry about bleed through because I'm never using one color. I always end up blaring, as Matt likes to say, blending and layering. So he calls it blaring. I always end up using multiple colors. So I don't worry about that because to me, the more variance in the color, it's actually more effective for my style. But if that's not you, try the Salvation Solution. And I would say that mahogany, I have painted it many, many times. Half of the time it bleeds through and half the time it doesn't. It depends on what colors you're using. If you're using a lighter shade, especially in the white family, it's tough. It's really tough and you're not alone. Matt, they said that on YouTube there's a troll.
Okay.
So someone that has a tool, has a wrench, if you see that, if you don't mind, that would be great.
I don't know how you tell. I can never find them.
I don't see them, but the ladies that are on here that have a wrench, if you'll help me out, that would be amazing. And maybe they already took care of it. All right, I want to read some of these nominations that have come in, okay? Hi, Kathy. I'm so thrilled that you guys are here. All right. Okay, so one of the first nominees that came in was Barbara Brown, and she nominated Dasha. It might be Daisha. It's probably Daisha Atkins. This teen has suffered a great deal of heartbreak and loss in her 9 months. Her mom, Dana, died of cancer last fall. They lost their horse, their dog, and recently their cats in a house fire last Saturday. The house and furniture are a total loss. I feel having a piece of beauty will give Daisha a sense of hope that they will find a home to start over in. So, Barbara, thank you for nominating Daisha. I'm very sorry to hear about that. Cecilia Charleston has nominated Lavonda. They lost their home in a house fire in March. Oh, that's 2 of them. And they were trying to refurnish. She had so many family heirlooms and beautiful things. She loves flowers and nature. She is my mother-in-law, and I love her dearly. I think she deserves something beautiful to go in her new home. They are building on their land where the old one stood. Thank you. So, Cecilia, thank you for nominating Lavonda. I'm so sorry to hear about her house burning. My goodness. Mandy has nominated Patricia Ellis. She just lost her mother, and she always goes out of her way to help others despite what she's going through. She has a big heart, makes furniture for people, bakes people food. She is raising money to help me go back to school, to help better mine and my daughter's future. She's an amazing person. I love her so much. That sounds like a very special person. That was Patricia Ellis, nominated by Mandy. You guys, thank you. This is Heather Watson has nominated Aaron Shearer. So Aaron's resiliency is an inspiration, says Heather. For me, her story picks up in March of 2019 when she had a house fire. That's our 3rd one. That took absolutely everything for her. Thank God her family was all safe, even her animals. She told the story, and it broke my heart for her. It soon followed up with her saving a drowned boy from a swimming pool. I know her story through you, Dion. Without this community, your community, we wouldn't be here supporting her journey and rooting her on. In parentheses, she said, you did this. This makeup artist, canvas artist, jewelry maker, farmer, mom, and wife who has moved 38 times in her 46 years and who has the tenacity to not only survive, but to thrive, surely deserves the gift you and this community can provide. You rock, Erin. Go be awesome, and thank you for doing this, Dion. Hold the tears over there, Woods. Thank you, Heather, for nominating Miss Erin Shearer. Cheyenne has nominated Christy Lunsford. She spreads so much joy every day and puts in so much work. I would love to see her receive this. She deserves it. That's Miss Christy Lunsford, nominated by Cheyenne. Janet Perez has nominated Kim Bell. Miss Kim Bell is a rising star who works hard to support her son and her husband. During this abnormal new normal, Kim has watched her primary livelihood at a dentist office close down. Her small space in a local store closed down, and sales began to slump. Yet she is always there to help and support her friends, her colleagues, with a smile on her face. We have all struggled during these strange times, but Kim is one of the few who has kept a positive outlook in spite of her own personal challenges. Miss Janet, thank you for nominating Kim Bell. Lori Rubin has nominated Cindy Penner. Cindy, are you on here? I recognize you as someone that's on here all the time. Cindy is a dear friend and a fellow artist. Cindy is always one of the first to be there for other people, to build them up, praise their work and effort. She's an absolute hoot, interjecting a bit of humor at just the right time when someone is down or struggling. She will be there in a moment's notice if you need her. What people do not realize is that she has an extremely heavy load that she carries daily with a special needs child and a husband unable to work. She deserves this special gift. So thank you, Lori Rubin, for nominating Cindy Penner. You guys are amazing. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I printed that one twice. Oh, that one twice too. I have 2 more for tonight, okay? Hang tight. My leg is falling asleep, so I'm trying to get comfortable and wake it back up. I must be sitting in a weird position. Don't laugh at me or call me old. Suzanne Coffey wants to nominate Nikki Lindquist. I met Nikki at a woman's Learn How to Lift Weights class. When the instructor said she would pair us up with a buddy in class, my little prayer was, please God, let it be someone I can enjoy each class with. Well, that was 6 years ago, and she's been a sister in faith ever since. At the time we met, she just had her 3rd child and was going through a divorce due to her husband's affair. She was crushed, but wanted to do something healthy for herself, so she took a weights class. That was Suzanne nominating Nikki. And Miss Karen Brown has nominated her daughter, Susan Carmody. Susan, she has not seen her daughter since Christmas. She's a beautiful, and she's an educator. She was hired by Teach for America and moved to Phoenix to teach school in an underprivileged school. She soon became head of the English department, moved on from there to be part of the admin for Phoenix area high schools, and soon became a principal of a charter high school when she was just 31. Karen Brown, outstanding. In between, she has earned 2 masters in education. She now lives in Pittsburgh and works for a company where she trains teachers all throughout the USA. When both of my parents became ill, her mama and papa, Susan traveled to Albuquerque a lot to spend time with her grandparents, helping me, loving them, and crying through their end. Nothing in the world would stop her from being there for both of my parents. She loved them dearly and was their only granddaughter. She has mentioned so many incredibly wonderful. Yukimo, thank you so much for the $15. You're outstanding and amazing. Thank you.
She
we will apply that to shipping.
Enough for shipping yet?
Well, we're
taking care of it. Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you, but thank you for that.
There is so much more that I could say. She did write a page, so she's just an amazing young woman. She's a very creative young woman, takes on projects no matter how big or how small at a home. She now shares with her boyfriend in Pittsburgh. She has 2 dogs, and they are her babies. So Karen Brown wants to nominate her daughter, Susan. She is an educator and a woman with a loving heart. So thank you for that, Miss Karen. You guys, there were 40 nominations that came in from yesterday and today. So just keep them coming. The link is right there. Let's get started on some flowers now that this is getting dry. I have laid out mint chip, one of my favorites, Monet's Garden. Thank you again, Yukimo. You're amazing and it's wonderful and I appreciate you. I have Salty Kiss, Fancy Farm Girl, and Bohemian Blue. So I have 5 different colors. I have my art brushes and I also have several of the DIY paint brushes, pixie brushes. I use them all. Actually, I use whatever's clean.
What exactly are you doing?
I don't know, babe. I want to do another floral scene. I want to add more flowers. You know, they were real sparingly placed, and I want more of a collage. I want to make something really hand painted and custom for whoever's going to be receiving.
But that is hand painted, right?
It is, baby. The whole thing is hand painted. These flowers are real distressed and they're faded, and I want to punch it forward a little bit. Okay. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking.
I'm all in.
Are you all aboard?
I was just curious. I was just,
You're getting nervous. I know what you're doing.
I am, because that looks really pretty.
Well, I want to add to it. If I don't like it, I'll wash it off.
All right.
All right. I'm going to pour out various greens on this tray so I can mix them with my brush all together. So I'm just pouring the colors out. I saw a comment that someone would like for me to move the turquoise bar.
Yes.
Are we voting that we would like the turquoise bar to be removed from the image?
I don't know if you should remove it because I kind of like it because if somebody pops on that's maybe new, they know exactly what it is, but maybe making it a little smaller.
I can't control the size of it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No, I don't have any control over that. If I want my name on the screen, that's just what it has to look like. I can't pick the placement. I can't move it. I can't do anything like that. So it covers
it's covering
my
your
face.
face right now. Yeah, because the way it is like you're sitting right, like it's covering your face right now.
No, well, it's weird because I actually am looking at my face. It doesn't do that for me.
Yeah, on the screen, on YouTube and on the tubes and Facebook, it's kind of covers it up.
Okay. Is that better?
I don't know. You have to quit moving it.
It's so weird because right here it's below my chest.
No, well now it is. Now it's fine. Now you can see your face. But when you move closer to the camera, like you lean towards it, that's when you're kind of gets into it.
Well, I never worry about my face because I figure nobody really wants to see that. They're just wanting to see what I'm painting. But
Hannah Crumley, does this have a hanging rod inside or shelves? I think it has both, right?
It has shelves and a hanging rod.
Shelves on small shelves on one side, a hanging rod.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I can remove the banner completely if everybody decides that it would be better without it. I don't mind that at all. I just liked if someone were just popping on, being able to understand what they were watching.
Yeah, I mean, I could see where it might be in the way a little bit, but
Yeah.
It looks good right now where it is. So.
Okay,
Yep.
Thanks. Okay, sounds good. All right. So I'm just kind of playing around with the placement of color right now, just kind of practicing where I'm gonna want this. I definitely, the whole piece is worn and distressed looking, so it's not gonna be a real clear vision, or it's not gonna be very exact. But I want the color to pop just a little bit more on this coral.
All right. Hey, listen to this.
All right.
Jasmine Smith. She says, I'm going live with Beth from Vintage Bandits on Monday.
Yay!
I'm so nervous and excited. She's helping me push myself. Well, that's awesome.
Yay!
Dion, all the lives you do inspire me and it helps me believe in myself.
Oh,
well,
sister.
Very, very, we're excited for you. It's going to be fun.
I am so excited. And Beth is so tremendously wonderful and kind and soft-spoken. She will work you through this and be right there for you. So wonderful. I'm glad you're going with Miss Vintage Bandit. That's awesome. Thank you for letting me know that. I hope I can catch it. What day? What day? Say it again.
She said Monday.
All right.
So everybody keep a lookout for that. And that'd be kind of fun.
I'm using the sampler brush from DIY for this right now, and I've got 4 different green colors on my tray, and I'm putting them all kind of on my brush, so there's a variety of color coming out.
Well, yeah, it's Cobwebs and Bristles in the house.
Hi, girl.
Along with Michelle Ripogo.
She's been here the whole time.
I know she has. Deb Olson,
Hi,
Vintage
Deb.
Vibes. Tracy Lopez. Barbara Brown. All in the house tonight, representing.
Well, we were just reading some nominees that had come in over the last 24 hours for people nominating their daughters, their moms, their mother-in-laws, their friends, just people that they worked with. And just kind of reading some of those. This is a piece that we're gifting away to somebody. We're going to narrow it down to 3 people and let you guys vote. We're going to use that hashtag spread love and keep it going, you guys. Keep it going.
Trina Almond says, hi, Matt, Dion. You guys are so cute. Why, thank you, Trina.
Thank you so much, Trina. I appreciate you watching. This is a redo of a redo, all right? So
we're redoing a redo.
Yes, we are. And
so what does that make it?
It means it's super duper fabulous.
Okay, so it's not painted once, not twice, but 3 times a lady.
Oh my!
Did you see what I did with that?
I did.
I threw a little Kenny Rogers at you. Is what I did.
You're old, is what you sound like.
Kenny Rogers is the goat. The goat.
Well, rest in peace, Mr. Rogers. Rest in peace.
He's good.
I want it a little bit faded. But I'm telling you right now, I love this color over the coral. Can we just raise our hand and say yes, please? Everybody?
I'm raising it right now.
Liar.
Oh, right here.
Thank you.
I was doing you just when you turned around, I turned down. Lionel Richie, I thought Kenny Rogers sang that song.
Oh my gosh.
What
song were you singing?
Once, twice,
That's
3 times.
Lionel Richie.
I thought what?
I wasn't even thinking.
No.
Yes, Dawn.
Oh man.
I also want to wrap. I'm going to wrap all of this around the sides. That was the other thing. When I did this originally, the first time I stopped the flowers just on the front. Why? I thought, why? After I finished it and sealed it, I was wishing I had gone ahead and wrap it. So
Lionel Richie was the GOAT then.
So what? Kenny Rogers is not the GOAT now?
No, Kenny Rogers is really good too. He was the gambler, right?
I don't know all those old fart music.
What did you just say?
Yeah.
You better take that back.
Old fart music. Old fart.
That's some good music.
I'm
That's
just
country
kidding.
music right
I'm
there.
just kidding.
Kenny Rogers had that really cool cowboy hat with the big pheasant feathers in the front.
Yeah, he sure did in the 80s. Woo-wee.
That was big league right there. Yes, Deb Olson. I think Kenny Rogers sang it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're just saying that.
Oh, wait. Hannah Crumley says Lionel Richie wrote a bunch of Kenny Rogers songs. That's exactly right, Hannah. You're in my head right now. That's what it is.
Thanks for covering for him, guys.
Oh, Lady. That's what I was thinking of. Yes. Thank you, Lisa Dixon. Lionel Richie wrote Lady for Kenny Rogers, but Lionel wrote the song 3 Times a Lady.
You guys, y'all are awesome.
Yes. A plethora. You guys are like Google.
They are Google, right?
I'm telling you, I just say something and they're like, nope, that's not right. Or good job, Matt.
They're smart.
I
love this so far. Like, I love this. Did I mention that? I love this.
The Gambler, yes. Okay, yes. Now they're coming in on YouTube and the books. Lionel Richie / the Commodores. Kenny and Lionel were fabulous friends. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Thank you, Barbara Brown. Yes, okay. Kenny Rogers had some really good songs.
Did he?
Yeah, I remember listening. My mom had them on 8-track. She had like 3 or 4 8 tracks, right? And you had that system in your house, and you hit that big button. You could hear it go click, click, click. You can click the songs.
Sounds like you had a fancy house. We didn't have a click.
I'm gonna tell you what. And she had that stereo system in this room, and she had speakers set up. We had these really big speakers, and we could hear it throughout that. It was like our home house system, right? And I would put on some Kenny Rogers, old school Kenny Rogers, and belt it. I thought it was Kenny Rogers there for a while.
Oh my gosh, Matthew. Tell people that. You were probably like, you weren't even 13. You were probably 10 at that time.
Yeah. I was in the 3rd, 4th grade.
11.
I had the cowboy hat with the big pheasant feathers on the front. I did. I had all of it.
No, you didn't.
I did too, because my mom and dad had it.
Oh.
And it was in the closet, and I'd go put it on.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I'm gonna look for those pictures.
All right, we have Irma Rosales. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm late to the party. What is the black paint? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Black? I don't have any black.
I think what she's thinking is in that middle, it's cherry picked. It looks really dark on.
Oh, in here?
Yeah.
Okay, the shadowing, the shading is cherry picked. It's our deep plum. Debbie
Roulette?
No, it's not roulette, honey. It's just Ruet.
Ruet?
Thank you so much for your wonderful kindness and generous spirit. You inspire me so much. Thank you for your $25 donation. We're going to use that for shipping of this piece to somebody else. Thank you so very much. I also want to say to you guys, if you don't mind sharing this video, that will get more people involved in #SpreadLove and more people to possibly nominate somebody. That would be amazing. I love right now the way that these 4 colors are working together. I'm using still just this brush. I'm putting them all on my brush together. adding a little bit of water, you know, it's going to dry a little bit lighter. So we have Bohemian Blue, Fancy Farm Girl, Salty Kiss, and Mint Chip, all of which are available. They're DIY paint. If you're just popping on, I want to say thanks. This is something we're giving away. But see, now you can kind of see the original colors. They're kind of popping through and peeking through. If I don't like what I've done on any area here, if I feel like I went up too high or I covered up a flower, I can just hit it with this water, reactivate it even though it's dry. I can either smudge it with my finger, spray it again, and it pretty well completely comes off of this flower and reveals it again.
Leanna Caldwell.
You cannot do that with acrylic.
The dimensions you are creating with the blending is beautiful.
Thank you so
Very
much.
nice observation.
I will bring you closer really quickly before we go. So you can see by loading your brush full of more than one color is how you're getting, or how I'm getting, not you, how I'm getting the multiple layer. Oh, and there's a, excuse me, you need something? So that is how we are getting this look. And see, I had covered up this flower in particular right here, but I reactivated the DIY paint, sprayed it with water, and just kind of rubbed it off of there and let that flower come back through. So there's so much layer here. You can see from the oil pastels what I meant by this texture. You can see all of this. And yes, I started to take my polish off and ran out of time. See that right there? Sorry. Thank you. Thank you guys. If you are interested in getting on that waiting list, wanting to know all the details about the magazine and when it comes out, how to subscribe, how to submit, Michelle has posted that link and we'll do so one more time. There is another pup here. It's not another pup, that's the same ones. Okay, you go lay down. So
hey, that's a really good job.
You like it?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do a little better, but I mean, I'm gonna say it's pretty good on live TV.
Well, great, Matthew. Thank you. You guys, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for hanging out, and we will promise we'll be back on Sunday. I might be here tomorrow. I kind of want to keep working on this now that I've started on the flowers. I'm super excited. So I think I might come back on. Do the pastels need to be sealed? I will seal the entire piece, yes. I'm going to wait a week or so. That's kind of what I did on the last two pieces. And I applied a clear wax, lightly handed, not really rough, lightly handed to the entire piece. Some of the oil did come off on my brush, but it wasn't enough to make an impact or to change the look or to discourage me from doing it again because it's so dang much fun. So I want to encourage you to try that out. Call it whatever you like. It's just a technique that I tried. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for all these submissions. Keep them coming. I love reading them. And even though it's so hard for me to decide, I still love reading all of them and seeing your generosity and your love. So hashtag spread love, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Y'all be awesome.